Dear students, today we are going to study about physical quantities and measurement. Do you know what are physical quantities? Physical quantities are the quantities that can be measured. Now, these physical quantities can be divided into two types. What are these? These are scalar quantities and vector quantities. Now, what are scalar quantities? Scalar quantities are the quantities that has only magnitude, that is only the measure. For example, length is a physical quantity, breadth is a physical quantity, height is a physical quantity, thickness is a physical quantity, mass is a physical quantity that have only magnitude, and all these are together will called scalar quantities. Now, what are vector quantities? Vector quantities are the quantities that has both magnitude and direction. For example, force is a vector quantity, weight is a vector quantity, velocity is a vector quantity. We know weight has both magnitude and directions. What is the direction of weight? We know weight always acts downwards. That is the direction of weight. Now the second part, measurement. What do you mean by measurement? Measurement is the process. It is the process. It is a process of comparing an unknown quantity with a known quantity. For example, this textbook, we don't know the measure of length of this textbook, breadth of this textbook, or height of this textbook. So we can say the measures of this textbook are unknown quantities. Length, we don't know the length. So we can take this is an example of unknown quantity. Now known quantity. What is known quantity? This one already we measured and kept. This one, this scale, already we measured and kept. So we can say this scale is a known quantity. So now the process of comparing, that means by taking this scale we can measure the length of this textbook, and also we can measure the breadth of this textbook, and also we can measure the height of this textbook. That is, this textbook is having a regular shape. What is the shape of this textbook? We can say this textbook is having a shape of a cuboidal shape. We know a cuboid is having length, breadth and height. Suppose we want to find the volume of this textbook. So how will find out the volume of this textbook? We have to multiply the length of the textbook by breadth of the textbook and height of the textbook. That means we can say the formula of volume of a cuboid is length into breadth into height. That is L into B into H. Now another regular shape is, you can say, a cube. A cube is having the shape, that is all the sides of a cube are equal. Then how we can find the volume of a cube? You can find the volume of a cube by using the formula side cube. That means side into side into side. We have to multiply side. Or we can say length into length into length. So that is the volume of a cube. Dear students, along with this, I am giving some numericals by using this formula. First formula, length into the formula is volume of a cuboid is length into breadth into height, and the formula of cube is side cube. So by using both these formulas, you find out or you calculate the volume of the numericals which is given below. Dear children, we already learned how to find the volume of regular objects. That is, the objects which is having regular shapes like cubes, cuboids. But now, suppose an object is not having any particular shape, then how to find the volume of that object? So now, this case, we have to use a device that is called a measuring cylinder. So by using a measuring cylinder, we can find the volume of irregular objects like a stone. You can see this stone is not having any particular shape. It is having an irregular shape. So now how will you find the volume of this stone? So for this, we have to take the measuring cylinder. So now how to find out? We have to take the measuring cylinder, and that measuring cylinder partially filled with water. Now tie this stone with a thread and dip this stone into water. And at the beginning we have to notice the level of water. Before dipping this stone into water, we have to notice the level of water. Suppose the initial level of water is 50 milliliter. Then you mark that one 50 milliliter. That is the initial volume of water. Now, after dipping the stone into water, the level of water rises. It may reach up to 80 milliliter. We can say that is the final level of water. Now, you subtract the final level of water or initial level of water from the final level of water. That is, final level of water is 80 milliliter and initial level of water was 50 milliliter. When we subtract 80 milliliter minus 50 milliliter, will get 30 milliliter. And this 30 milliliter, we can take the volume of this stone. So if it is any other shape, irregular shape object, suppose if it is made up of metal, then also we can find out the volume of that shape by using this measuring cylinder. So now the students, you understood now how to find the volume of regular objects and also the volume of irregular objects. So along with this video, I am giving some question answers, and that one also you write in your notebook and learn properly, and also do the numericals which is given by using the formula.